We're already enough trouble as it is.
Yes, ma'am.
There's somebody else coming in.
That's Wood.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Wood.
How are you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good.
All hail the
Like
king.
the rest of us.
All hail the king.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, one more time. All hail the king.
2018.
Recruits, yeah.
18.
Lots of them.
Can you take Fred Kane with you when you leave, please? I know we got an empty wing down there. so.
You know they don't want to take you, they want to take me. Where's the buddy Kevin?
What else happened?
Come on, one.
Good morning. On one, everybody.
Good and solid.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
during public comment, can you make sure people state their name when they, before
I
they
will
speak?
ask them to do that.
For the record, of course.
Except for Fred Kane of Wolfboro.
Well, everybody knows him.
Yeah. When he says it anyways. Oh my God, we have video.
This video.
And they hit by. It's two of them. So it's like.
Call it.
One more minute.
One more minute.
Wow.
One more minute.
You're right, one more minute.
29.
You have to beam up on the ship on time.
That's right.
Otherwise it won't be there when you beat.
That's right.
That's rather embarrassing.
Well, it's now 8:30, so welcome to the July 28th Carroll County Commission meeting.
You all right?
Yes, I think so.
Do we need to,
No, I'm good.
you need to call a doctor?
Shall we
Okay.
do the Pledge of
Yes.
Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any media, Melissa? It doesn't appear so.
No one on the Zoom.
Yeah, GovernmentOversite.com.
GovernmentOversite.com. We will do public comment. Please state your name.
Fred Kane from Wolfboro.
We know.
Yes, Fred Kane from Wolfboro. I'd like to follow up on the meals at the nursing home. I have been told that a week ago Sunday there was a family of 10 that came in to visit a resident and all had a meal there. And I brought it up a few times and we haven't heard on it. Personally, I feel that that's way too much to be giving away, and that the meals are pretty reasonable there, and even a family member could probably pay for a meal, but especially if you're bringing in grandchildren and siblings and everything else, I don't think it's fair of our administrator to be passing that meal off and costing the taxpayers of Carroll County for that meal. So I'd like to follow up on that, and also I'd like to have follow up on the hay. I did hear that Stratford County is on their third cut of hay, and I'd like to see where we are at that also. Thank you very much.
What?
Yeah, Wharton Sinclair from Sandwich. I am curious if there's been any discussion in the commission about putting solar power at the county complex here. I know this is something that was mentioned in the campaigns in fall of 2024. I think Commissioner Parker did express an interest in looking into this and seeing how it pencils out, exploring where potentially solar power could be installed on the property here. I know also that power demand is going up and power prices are following that increase in demand, so it might be a good opportunity to explore some possible locations and the economic benefits of offsetting power use by on-site generated solar power. Is that something that you're interested in? And if so, would you be willing to discuss sort of a plan of how to go about, making first steps at figuring out what would make sense?
You're chairman.
Yes.
No, I still believe in it. It's just a matter, I guess we have to sit down and,
We have had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure where it is right this second.
Is it within the power of the commission to appoint a citizen committee to help investigate this? I don't know if that's, I know it's something that, towns can do. It may, but I'm not sure what the.
I believe it is, actually.
I believe it is.
So I mean, if you were interested, I already
Congratulations,
served.
Mr. Chairman. You can
Yeah.
sit there and take over the committee.
Yeah, so that might be an option in terms of getting things off the ground without dumping a lot of extra, work and legwork on you guys.
Would you be interested in serving on that if we did such?
I would be willing to consider it, sure, yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, let's,
And we'll try and follow up on that. I don't know exactly where Bob is on that. I know we've talked to a couple of people.
I know we talked about.
Yeah. I don't know if when's Bob due for his next report, but we'll try and include that.
What about Bob?
That was a good movie.
Yes.
Dallas Emery, I'll speak. I missed your last meeting. I hate to miss the meetings, but 8:30 on a Monday morning is pretty hard sometimes. I watched it. I had a couple of questions. You guys are talking about putting $2 million back into this building. I say get rid of the money, don't do anything. That's my thought on it. Because, you have to sign an agreement with the federal government to take the money in the first place. We don't even know what the agreement is. Secondly, why didn't they figure on office space and storage area in the new building that they're actually going to be building over here for Mr. Murray's stuff that he needs in his office that they talked about. Also, there was a question by Damon
Speaking of Damon,
last week or a couple weeks ago. I don't know what the question was because all I heard was he asked a question and I answered it. Okay, we don't know what the question was. It may have something to do with this whole lawsuit that's going on, which I'm not sure, but all I see is taxpayers getting a bunch of money taken away from them again. I'm not sure where it's going to fall. Really doesn't matter because you guys don't seem to have a problem with spending our money. The federal government came in a few years ago during COVID and fined us $120,000. Had to go to the delegation to get that approved. The delegation had to say, yes, okay, we'll give it to you. Mr. Kane here his wife got a settlement for $100,000. Nobody even talked about that. Now this is gonna happen. We keep spending money on things that we shouldn't be spending money on. I don't really know what to do about it. I'm getting a little tired. I come to these meetings all the time. I've been doing this for years now. All I see is waste, fraud, abuse, a lot of lies. Government is really a lot of theater. And, I don't know what to do about it anymore. All I know is you guys got to stop spending money. Okay? Figure out this stuff ahead of time. I don't know if we even need any of this stuff. But I'm getting to the point where this doesn't even matter anymore. Like, I'm wondering if I'm wasting my time here. Coming to these meetings, but if I want to say something, this is the only place I can do it. So, and David's here. I could ask him what his question was.
I think it might have had something to do with Bonnie, but I don't think I even asked it. I think I had to run off and go somewhere else.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And Melissa actually said, yeah, he asked a question and I answered it, and that was the
I
end of it.
can look it up for you.
Okay, and that's really it. I just came to complain a little bit.
we haven't spent any money yet.
Well, you will be.
It
It doesn't take long. So, okay, thanks.
Who was on the deputy salary?
Damon,
Oh, yeah, Damon Steer from Comeau Sun. I'm here to ask about you guys requesting a delegation meeting. I know that'll be coming up on the agenda a little later. And I know the question is kind of aimed at Gene, because he's been on the delegation side. And, you know, oh yeah, and Carroll too, but that was a long, well, I guess.
Oh, don't say it.
No, but, you know, you two have been on the delegation side, and, you know, the relationships between the two boards is a little bit strained right now. Do you think there's a way to patch it up?
I hope so.
Yeah, I do too. I did have a good conversation with Chairman Avellini at the end of session at the State House, so. But we'll see at the next meeting, so.
And I guess I can wait to hear that discussion, but I was just kind of curious why you need a meeting.
Oh, you'll have something to write about.
All right, thank you.
Any further public comment? Seeing none.
And I just would mention, we will have a discussion, or there will be, okay
Yes.
to say this on your meal subject at the appropriate
Thank you,
time today.
that's
So
the first
he's-
comment I've had, that
He's,
there'll be
he'd be
discussion.
prepared to give us something, I don't know what it's gonna be, but, so,
He's going to speak to it today when he does his monthly
Right.
report.
yeah. Okay, thank you.
Seeing no further public comment, we will recess to go into Hale's location. 8:39.
We just have minutes, don't we?
What's that?
We just have minutes, don't we?
No, we actually have, done the minutes. We have a check to the Conway Fire Department for ambulance service in the amount of $19,000 to approve.
I move we approve.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Today's the 28th, correct?
Today is the 28th.
Sit down, Dick.
Thank you. Try to at least do this backwards. We also have the MS-35 for Hales location, which is the financial report of the budget for 2024, which was prepared with DRA this week. If you wish to look at that.
All found in order, I'm assuming.
You said 535, right?
MS-535, yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine. Yeah, follow your lead, I do it ASAC, which just.
I did the same thing, I know. Maybe we should change the form.
No, the form is, you did it wrong, I did it wrong.
And I believe that concludes our Hales location business, so we will reconvene to our regular meeting.
841.
8:41. Next up, we have the approval of the meeting minutes for July 14th. Did we all look at those?
You did, and I move we approve.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Next up, we have the manifests, accounts payable for July 17th of $1,107,378.05, payroll of July 18th of $256,010.92, accounts payable for July 24th of $452,826.62, and payroll for July 25th of $304,156.07. Motion to approve.
So moved.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we had Executive Director Siemens report.
Hampshire interlocal trust assessment.
Before you begin, we probably should do a little background on this.
Yeah.
New Hampshire Interlocal Trust was our health care.
David?
Pay attention.
This is where you want to pay attention.
Servicer or provider, they were our healthcare carrier through Harvard Pilgrim, correct? Was the actual provider. And they have dissolved the trust for whatever reason as of April 18th, and they appointed a receiver. And the receiver has the job of coming up with enough money to pay benefits through June 30th. And to do that, he sent all of the counties that are involved in the trust assessments. Our assessment was almost $164,000. And I believe we need the delegation's approval, which we're going to ask for, once we approve it, to approve that. And based on the conversation this past week with the receiver, it's his opinion that it's his commitment to us that if we pay the assessment, he'll pay all of our outstanding claims. And hopefully that will be the end of it. There is a possibility. They might have to come back to us for more money because the claims run through June 30th and we don't know what those will be because they trickle in as the providers or send them in.
And they have up to a year to send those in,
Yeah, right.
so it could be.
You do that, yes, go right ahead.
No, I would just mention that he did hold out some hope that we would get money back from that over a period of time, so it won't be just lost. We will recover some or all of that.
Possible.
Yeah. Something to wish for.
It's something to wish for.
Okay.
Commissioner Parker? Any comment?
Unfortunately, we didn't get out fast enough. But,
Well, my
Commissioner
understanding-
Parker is alluding to what we switched to Anthem as of July 1st.
And my understanding from that phone conversation was that it isn't like, I don't like to say we don't have any choice, because obviously you have a choice, you don't have to pay it, I guess. But if we don't, they can get back after our employees and try to collect the money
Yeah.
from them. So that's not a good situation, so.
No.
I think we're locked into saying, yeah, we gotta pay it.
I would agree with Gene, I just didn't like the way they sprang it on us, that's all.
Well, it's an unbudgeted expense, obviously, so
And that's
the
why
good
we're
news
having,
is we have the money if we have to.
and that's why we want the meeting with the delegation, obviously, because they're gonna have to approve it.
Correct.
And just, it was out of our hands, it was sent to us in a notice from the trust.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Okay, so a company goes bankrupt and they are they give an assessment to the claims that are already in play and that we have to pay for. Now, is that true? Is that what the assessment
Yes,
is?
for whatever reason, there wasn't enough money, I guess, in the fund. I haven't researched the background as to why there wasn't enough money to pay the claims, but evidently there wasn't enough money in the fund to pay the claims.
Second question is, if the company is bankrupt, who's actually going to be processing those claims? Another company or who?
I believe the Secretary, isn't the Secretary of State's office?
I didn't hear you.
I think, not 100% sure, but the Secretary of State office is overseeing a lot of this.
Okay, so there is somebody else that's going
Yes.
to administer
Yeah.
or find somebody to do so?
Yeah.
The Secretary of State's office appointed a receiver. The
Oh, that's-
receiver's in charge of this. Once he tells Harvard Pilgrim who to pay, which claims to pay. So as we pony up our portion, then our claims will be released for payment by Harvard Pilgrim.
That's what he committed. That's what he
That's
committed
what
to.
we've
And that was
been
our biggest concern was if we pay the assessment, are you going to pay our claims? Because if they don't pay our claims, the providers can send bills directly to the people who had the services done, and we definitely don't want that to happen, so.
So the receiver came up with that amount?
The receiver came up with that amount based on a formula they took us through. And it seemed to make sense.
Carroll County represented 6.5% of the base of, it includes counties, towns, school districts, all the customers that were under New Hampshire Interlocal Trust at the time. Carroll County's portion was 6.5%. So he had to collect X amount of dollars, and so he assigned 6.5% of that to Carroll County.
And that's why we may get some money back, or may owe a little more, because that formula may be off a little bit.
Right.
Well, it's outstanding claims, and as Melissa mentioned, they have a year to send in the providers have a year to send in the claims, so you really don't know what's out. I mean, we don't know when any member goes for a service, so there's no way to determine really what's floating out there.
And we weren't the only entity in the county to be hit by an assessment.
My last question is, so what does the employee do now? Do they keep using like their card to go to the doctor?
We switched over to Anthem as of July 1st.
So the employees have Anthem?
Yeah.
Employees have coverage, and it will not affect them.
Okay, thank you.
I will, because Damon has other things to do. Yes, Damon?
Oh, thank you. So if I'm reading right, this is a line item transfer, so we have money in the budget to cover this. It won't necessarily cause a rise in taxes.
No.
That's correct?
Can I clarify?
I agree with that.
Well,
Okay.
Back on May 12th, the delegation had a supplemental budget hearing, essentially to reopen the budget they had approved. That's still open because we're in recess. So the thought is to take the $164,000 from the fund balance,
Okay.
as we did with other things on May 12th. And we do have some other pending items for them to also approve from the supplemental. That's why we're asking for a meeting.
Okay. And it won't necessarily raise anybody's taxes beyond what they've already kind of been.
No.
we have a significant fund balance.
That's good.
And we're not the only county in this situation.
Some of them have gotten hit with much larger and much more significant.
If I remember right, Stratford, Hillsborough,
Some of them are pretty substantial.
I think Conway's going to be dealing
The
with
Conway
the same
School
thing.
District.
Conway School District got hit.
Yeah.
Fred, briefly, so we can move on. if you would.
That's through Harvard Pilgrim. Why isn't Harvard Pilgrim paying this?
Because they're bankrupt.
No, it's not Harvard Pilgrim.
Not Hillsborough Program, I'm sorry. Interlocal Trust is bankrupt.
Isn't that the insurer for the employees there, Harvard Pilgrim?
I mean, they pay the bills.
And we're switched over to Anthem, so now if Anthem goes bankrupt, I would think, but you're talking
We're
the
hoping that's
trust.
not going to happen.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Right, but I wouldn't say Harvard Pilgrim would go bankrupt either, but if that was their insurer, why aren't they responsible for this?
I can't answer that.
I can't answer that question. We looked extensively at the whole background of this, and it all happened. The interlocal trust started way before any of us were here, and I wish I could tell you more information.
Right,
but
but
I
the
just
trust
don't.
isn't the health insurer.
But the trust was the one, I believe, that set the rates and collected the money, and for whatever reason, it appears they didn't collect enough money, and I don't know why that is.
Okay, thank you.
Damon has
All right,
a
you may
follow-up.
continue.
Do you want Damon to
Oh, yes,
follow up,
Damon,
or-
go
Well,
ahead.
thank you. Is there when do we need to get this money by? It sounds like there's probably a deadline to,
It was actually today.
oh my gosh.
They requested the money by today.
I mean, that was their request. I mean,
When did they make the request?
when did we inform the delegation? 2 weeks ago, a week ago?
2 weeks ago
Yeah,
of
somewhere in
our
there.
assessment, 3 weeks maybe?
We have not heard back from the delegation, candidly.
That's astonishing.
Oh, yes, I find it astonishing also.
So we have this bill for interlocal trust. This assessment was due today. The supplemental budget process has to be completed by August 31st.
Okay,
So there's a deadline on that as well.
Okay, so they have time to do what they need to do.
They, the delegation.
Yeah. So this isn't could it look like when you say that, the money's due today and the delegation hasn't done anything, and it makes it look like we're in trouble, but if you can pay it from the,
No, we're not in trouble. We're not in trouble. I mean, that was the date they requested. I mean, if it goes a little longer, I'm sure they'll be happy to take the money if we approve it.
Sure.
But we really don't have the authority to do that without the delegation's approval. That's my understanding. and I would not do that. I mean, you're welcome to comment, by the way.
No, we're asking the delegation to have a meeting so they can handle this.
And they were aware that they should, it sounded like they should have probably met a while ago and dealt with this.
Well, in fairness to them, they did, the receiver did spring it on us. I mean, we just one day got a letter that said, send us $164,000, knowing that it wasn't a budgeted item. I mean, I don't know if he knows how the process works or not, but you can't just send counties and municipalities checks for money they don't have. I mean, fortunately for us, we have the money.
Bills.
Right. for
And
bills.
if I could, I think it's fair to say that we weren't initially requesting that the delegation meet, because we were still trying to wrap our head around, do we actually owe this money?
Oh, right.
And what's involved. Now we're actually asking them for a meeting because we have the information we need to move forward.
Yeah, we went to the Secretary of State's office to ask, they sat down and helped us through the process. So once our questions were answered, then we had to move forward with the delegation.
Okay.
And the Secretary of State's office was very helpful in walking us through it and explaining all of it.
Thank you.
Can I ask one question?
No.
Just so I'm understanding what's going on. The employees for the county all pay for their insurance. It comes right out of their check, they pay it, whether it's weekly, monthly, whatever, they pay for it already. How is this above and beyond what they already pay? Is it something I'm missing here? Because they pay a fee to have health insurance. They paid it to Harvard Pilgrim, they're paying it to Blue Cross.
I really don't want to take the time to explain the whole thing, Dal. It goes into a fund that Interlocal Trust ran, and they obviously didn't collect enough premiums from whoever. And
To offset their
it's
claims.
mostly the county pays the biggest, I believe, share of the health insurance. And I don't know how, I didn't run their business, I don't know how they ran it,
Right.
but.
Not well.
Not well, obviously, and here we are. And
Okay,
it's-
it just doesn't make sense to me that they pay for this already and then now we have to.
Well, you gotta remember, we're talking about claims, not the fees itself.
I understand that, but that's their problem, not ours.
Well, it kind of is our problem.
It is our problem.
It is our problem.
Well, they're the
It
insurer.
just became our problem.
It became our problem. All right, Executive Board, Director Siemens, continue on.
Are you ready to vote to move that assessment onto delegation for approval?
I would accept, I would
I think
entertain
that's
a motion.
so moved, yes.
I'm not gonna second that.
Okay.
You're gonna have to
I'll
second.
second that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed. And the only reason why I'm opposed is the situation is serious, and there are moments I feel like the delegation chair is playing games. I don't think we've ever have to ask permission to meet with the delegation, at least in recent memory, that I can think of, and I can't remember any time when we were on delegation that had to be done.
And believe me, Harold, I don't disagree with you, but at some point, we gotta end this thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
That's all I'm
it's
just
a minor
saying.
statement, I'm not calling names today, but
Right.
I still believe that the seriousness of it, and I hope the delegation takes this as seriously too.
Okay, moving on.
So following up on that, I have a letter to the delegation requesting that they hold a meeting, and I need a vote.
So
Allow me to
moved,
send
the
this to
letter.
them. Okay.
Yes. I move we send the letter.
Since Gene Chandler has bestowed wisdom on me, I'll second the motion.
Very good.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
I'm still a little grungy about it though.
I sent the board the budget versus actual for the week. Everything appears to be in order.
Yeah, I was very pleased with those. They
So,
look
I think
really
we're right at
good.
where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be around 56%, and that looks,
How amazing.
that's where we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good job, everybody
Good job.
involved.
Thank you.
Pass on that.
Well, to the world, okay. You want to talk electronic file storage or paving first?
Whichever you'd like. Since you have electronic file storage first, you can do that.
Okay.
Sounds exciting.
I think you still have the bids in your binder because you haven't
Yes, it
taken
was
an action on it yet.
230.
$233,000.
And dirty.
I know. Not enough coffee this morning. So that would come out of the, if you approve to move forward with that, again, it would come out of the fund balance and it would need the delegation's approval. I need a vote to move it to them.
So what this does is take all of the paper that we have floating around here and that we're storing, and put it electronically, which accomplishes two things. We can get rid of the paper and supposedly makes it easier to find documents
Absolutely.
if and when you ever do need them. So it's not 200 and some thousand just for the sake of spending money. It actually does accomplish
Yep.
a pretty significant situation.
So move.
I hate the word supposedly, but I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And then the next one is the paving. You opened the bid last meeting, I believe.
All right.
We did.
Same situation. I need to know if you want to move it to the delegation to approve out of the supplemental. Originally, we had asked for it, but they wanted firm numbers, so
It was only one bid, right, GMI?
now, yep, GMI was
This is
the sole
basically
bid.
their request, too.
Yep.
They wanted the firm, okay.
They wanted the numbers, and so we went and got the numbers, and
So what will the process be? We'll just have to let them notify this is how we're doing this, we're sending it to the delegation. Hopefully they will agree to meet.
And I have
August.
let the contractor know what the process is, that
Okay.
it's under review by the commissioners, then it has to be approved by the delegation, and
Okay.
they just ask that we keep them posted, obviously.
I move we send the paving contract to the delegation for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
so that and all the extras will go with the letter. That's all I have. Thank you.
Very good.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
What's the document handling company that's going to be doing it?
I don't have that with me right this minute, but we do. We might be.
I have the bid, I'll share it with you.
Okay, thank you.
We're still paying paper files with those gone forever. Okay.
I think Rich is next. right?
Rich, you all said? Melissa?
Yeah, I'll give it to him after. I have to find it.
Department head report from Administrator LaBouffe of
I've been called worse, so.
Bye, Bella.
Let's play Mr. Administrator.
That's-
Clean.
Which is fine as well, you know. Morning, thank you for having me.
Is it true that I heard you did a clean out of this building?
We are in the process of doing a cleanup in this building.
How's it going? If you're not, if I'm not jumping ahead on your
how many
schedule.
dumpsters have we got sometimes?
I gotta talk to Department Head Murray about it, because there's some certain things.
You give some disagreement as to what you.
No, I think Bob's on the same page, but there's
Okay.
stuff that other people want to keep that I'm like,
I would just run it by, if we haven't used it in 10 years, are we gonna use it in the next 10 years?
Time to go.
I don't even know
It's
if 10
time to
years
go.
is, mine's a little shorter timeframe than that, because.
It's government.
Yeah.
You have the floor. Continue
All righty,
on.
so things are going well next door. Census remains strong, which is a positive. Currently, we have 4 empty beds, but one of them will be filled today, which is a good thing. So Medicare census is 5. We're about 50 Medicaid and about the same private. So our mix is very good. Agency report, I think you received in your packet. We had a very good recruitment month in June. We hired 12 new people with only 2 terminations. So many of those hires were per diem LNAs that came from Kingswood's program. So they're high school kids that came here, worked for the summer, helped with all our vacations and things like that. So our agency numbers actually have come down for the summer, which is usually different because people go on vacations, you have to usually
More
backfill.
agency.
So totally excited about the students that we had. They're doing great. And they'll stay on a per diem status, so they'll pick up either 3-11 shifts or also pick up weekends and things like that based on their availability. So now we're gearing up for them to go back to school, so we have to backfill some of their spots. But they did a great job supplementing, my full-time staff, well received. My mentors, we have a mentorship program for anyone that's new. They did a great job taking them under their wing, making them feel comfortable. It's something, again, it's all about culture, so we want to make sure, we know if people are going to leave, they're probably going to leave within the first month. And we do weekly check-ins with the new staff to make sure that they're happy with what's going on. If they have any questions, we just want to make sure they feel comfortable. So we have lessened our agency utilization in the last month, which is good. You also have a report with vacancies versus agency staff. So we do have weekly meetings with the agency company about some of the things that are going on with hires and people that may or may not be the right fit for us. So that happens on a weekly basis. We also have an agency reduction committee recruitment meeting that happens weekly as well. And we also have our monthly employer retention meeting that happens once a month. And that is, again, that is going very well. We have revamped our staff lounge. If you haven't been over there, it looks great. Taylor and the retention committee took that over to make sure that, there's computers in there, there's a nice lounge area, all new fresh paint, new flooring, and we just took that out of operations, and it looks very good. My staff did a nice job putting in maintenance, putting in extra work to make sure that got done, so very excited about that. Expenses, we're on track year to date, which, again, it's a credit to my department heads. They're really watching their budgets tightly, so that's good. Meals, I know there's been some questions about meals, about what the policy is. So a lot of the policy hasn't changed since I've been there. Any staff member who wants to, so we have the hotline, which is kind of the meal of the day. So let's say today we're having chicken scampi. So anyone who wants the hotline, which includes, couple sides and things like that, they get it for free. If they want to eat off the cafe line, which is hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches, wraps, they have to pay a nominal fee, usually a couple of $3. So any staff member wants free lunch can go through the hotline. Any new staff, I give them vouchers for the first week they eat for free on us. Because again, we want them to feel comfortable. We want them, it's part of our welcome package. When a new employee starts, they get things, that say Mountain View on them, and they also get free lunch during the orientation phase. Anyone who visits who is not a family member has to pay full price for anything in the cafe, whether it's hot, whether it's a hot lunch, or whether it's part of the cafe. Any family members that come and visit their loved one eat for free. And anyone in a uniform that comes over, sheriff's department, police department, they also eat for free, anything. One of the reasons why we do family members, had a conversation with our dietitian, it's something I've done in the past. When family members come and they get lunch, they bring it, they use 99 out of 100 times, they bring it to their family member and they eat lunch with them, which helps promote, the resident to eat. So what happens when residents eat? They don't lose weight, they don't get skin issues, and it's also a better thing for them socially. I know, for example, if I go visit my mom and she's eating and I don't eat, she's going to stop eating. That's just the way people are, because she sees it's rude for her to eat if I'm not eating. I know there's some debate about whether people have come in and just taken advantage of the situation. About 6 months ago, something like that happened. Family came in, took probably more than what they should, but family member was spoken to, say, no, that's not the spirit of this. The spirit of this is to come in, eat with mom or dad, spend some time, and that's kind of why we do this. This isn't, like Market Baskets Cafe where you can come in and take stuff home. So there was some question, about that. Family members that come in every day, is probably a handful of them, same folks every single day that come in, grab their lunch and go eat with, their husbands or wives. I think it's a good service that we do. I think it helps both the resident and the family member because they feel like they're part of the facility. So that's one of the things that we're happy to do. So questions?
Just a question, and
Sure.
I don't need an answer right now. Do you keep track of these?
Of the free ones?
Yeah.
No, I'm sure if Chris wanted to do that, we could do that.
No, and I'm
But-
not suggesting, I just asked.
No, it's funny, what it costs us to make versus what we sell it for,
Right.
it's a third of that maybe. So if we charge in $2 and something cents for a hot meal, it's probably cost us about $1.50 to make. Give or take, so.
Thank you.
Laundry bids, the bids are gonna get to Bonnet Page and Stone by the end of the week, this week, and then he says he probably has a week to turn that around and have a full proposal. all the documents from the architect are done. We did run up a little hiccup with the utility lines underground.
Underground
We
services, yeah.
thought everyone thought they were in a certain area, but when the engineers came by, they're like, no, it goes literally right under. So that took a little longer to figure out what they were going to do. But the architects have a plan. BPS is okay with that plan. They're looking at maybe tweaking some things, but we did have a bid walk through a week and a half ago where different vendors came so they could see, take pictures and see how big the project was based on what their trade was. So we had electrician there, mechanical, a couple other people that came and just wanted to see it so they can get a better idea what they're bidding on. And so we got that. The pavilion architectural plans are done. Again, with the utilities being in a place where we didn't think it was, it's going to have to slide over more this way. So it's probably going to be equidistant between this building and the facility. We were hoping that was going to be closer to the facility, but again, we have underground.
It'll still be connected.
We'll have a nice little walkway from the pavilion here, so. But that's another thing that we'll have to send out for bids and things like that, so. And I'll be working with Bob on that.
I know one of the delegation members touched base with you about the changes to Medicaid funding. Would you like to just touch base briefly on that?
Yes, so the bill that's labeled the Big Beautiful Bill had some provisions in there to cut Medicaid funding and to make it more difficult for people on Medicaid to stay on Medicaid. One of the things that is going to be difficult for us is, right now, if you're on Medicaid, you need to do a yearly redetermination. In the bill, it says that you have to do every 6 months. So every 6 months, my residents have to, and their families have to fill out a form saying, I don't have any money.
Right.
I need to receive Medicaid. And you have to send in documents such as bank accounts, any CDs, anything that you own to make sure you're under the threshold. So that's going to make it more difficult. We also think it's going to be more difficult for people to access Medicaid to start with. You know, we are working with the state of New Hampshire about some Medicaid pendings, about contracting with, and this is New Hampshire Healthcare Association, which is the big group in New Hampshire that represents nursing homes, about contracting with the companies so Medicaid pendings go quicker, and so places like ours and other homes get their money for people who haven't received Medicaid yet and are pending. So right now, it could take 6 months for someone to fill out an application, and we're waiting for the money. They will go back as long as the person is eligible, but we still have to wait for our money. You know, for us, we're okay financially because I think we have pretty strong, you know, collections. You know, my business office manager does a fantastic job collecting money that's due us. So we're okay, but some of the private homes are a little more difficult getting the money in there. Their bank accounts are, again, squeezed even tighter. So I've talked to New Hampshire Healthcare Association, which we're a member of, about next steps, and this bill doesn't start for a little while, so we're trying to come up with a plan on how it's really going to affect us. So I think everyone's on the wait and see if this, how it's, you know, is it going to be a Medicaid rate reduction? Probably not, because the state of New Hampshire gave us a rate increase. The governor was positive towards nursing homes, so that was a good thing. So, and as I said to the delegation members, you know, I don't want to be like Chicken Little, the sky's falling, but it may, you know, I've been doing this for a while, it's going to be more difficult to run a facility without, you know, Medicaid funding that's, you know, that's strong.
So we'll watch it and see what happens. Commissioners? Harold?
All right, thank you, gentlemen, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Superintendent King?
All hail the king. Morning.
You love saying that.
All hail.
I don't know why, he just does.
It never gets old. So we get to give the team out. Thanks. All right. All right,
By the
so
way, just for the sake of the camera, the commissioners get all of this information. We really do this so that everybody, in the spirit of transparency, so everybody has a better idea of what's happening. Because everybody says, we don't, you know, what's going on, do you hide? We just do this so that everybody has a better idea of what happens here at the county. And hopefully when everybody's done, you have a better idea.
All right, so we're, current population is about 68, so we're down a little bit from where we were in the last month or two, but still way up from the spring and late winter when we were in the 40s. We got 14 transfers at the moment, paying transfers, which again is down a couple, but still a significant amount. Our rock contract rate as of July 1st went up like we had negotiated, so it finally took place July 1st to $60 a day. So all our contracts besides the state prison contract are at the same amounts. State prison pays more. They pay $75 a day. Sorry, women's state prison. Still no word on the men's state prison, but they're obviously have some bigger issues of their own at the moment. Our Northern Human Services contract ran out on the 18th, so we're currently seeking a full-time mental health clinician. It's been advertised with the county and with Prime Care. We had a quarterly meeting last week and discussed it. I did reach out to one of the candidates that fit our requirements by email. They emailed back. Unfortunately, when I said, hey, let's have a call, I haven't heard since. But I've passed that on to Prime Care. They have their own recruiting department, so hopefully maybe we'll get some headway on that. And Linda did forward me a couple more candidates that I haven't had a chance to look at late last week, so we're driving forward on that. Officers-wise, we hired 3 new officers. One is already on shift, completed the training. The other 2 start tomorrow. So that'll put us back at, aside from one long-term workman's comp, that'll put us back at full staff, which is great. So this is probably the quickest turnaround we've had in recent memory as far as losing and gaining officers. Capital improvement, I've been working with Bob on that. You know, the wall in our admin area, I can't remember the company's name, but they did come in the week before last to check that out. They also looked at all the drop ceilings, since our building's about 24 years old.
These are to correct the things that were caused by the roof leak, which we've
Yep.
since addressed.
Yep, and then all the drop ceiling has reached its, what do they call it? Moisture rating for 20 years. So it's not all like this, but it's pretty saggy. So I said if we're replacing some, let's see what it might cost to replace all of it and get it done all at once. So we're working on that still, getting measurements and whatnot. And the carpet, of course, hopefully will be happening soon. Contract negotiations are ongoing. We have another one scheduled for this Friday. Hoping it'll be the last one. We've done some decent work on that with Headway. We did send out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday last week. We sent out between 5 and 7 inmates to assist in the square bale hay process.
We have square bales.
I got proof of it.
And we have square bales.
You should have a lot of square bales, because I said 3
I
days
believe
doing
we
it.
do.
So that was the whole purpose, and Will did reach out to me. Will reached out to me ahead of time, so we were able to square that away, so to speak.
Very good.
Hey, I thought you'd like that, Harold.
Wow. I'm done hailing the king.
And also to kind of hit on the whole Medicare issue, we don't have any issues yet, but that could potentially be a problem for us as well, because some of our inmates do apply for that, and that does assist in paying some of our medical bills. As you know, we are responsible for all medical bills, some of which are long-term like a current inmate we have out on a bracelet that's been in the hospital several weeks now. So we do have those concerns. None of our prime care regional manager, none of the bills are ours, but she says she has like 16 pending cases for New Hampshire, and she's having very difficult times with communication. So none of those are ours as of yet, but we assuredly will have some at some point. I think that was about my list. I think that was about it for updates. And then, of course, I have 3 people here for recognition.
Roof's holding up well?
Yes, no issues. Thank God, finally. So one issue seems to be solved.
Good.
Get the other stuff solved and we'll be good to go.
Commissioners?
No, so thank you, good job.
And our budget's right on point, so.
Good job.
Even better job.
Bad puns.
I gotta give it back to you once in a while.
All hail the king as he leaves. What is that constant beeping noise?
Direct to matches. Which one?
Every once in a while I hear the beep beep. You're deaf.
Oh, that's our security pipe, and one of the officers has it on it reminds them to do of course he's not doing rounds because he's sitting here.
I feel less secure now.
All right, I would like to call up Jen from Prime Care and Corporal Pitts and Sergeant Sylvia.
It's your job.
The situation at the jail that the superintendent can be more specific about. We are going to put certificates in personnel folders for these gentlemen. A life-saving recognition for displaying dedication and courage during an emergency event in a moment of urgency and stress. Each of the men came to the aid of others with heroic life-saving actions resulting in saving the life of one of our inmates.
So we actually had 2 incidents, and women, she said, and women. 2 separate incidents. Sergeant Sibia was involved in the first one. We had an inmate that unfortunately decided that he was attempting to take his life. Sergeant Sibia interrupted that and cut the gauze off the inmate's neck, resulting in a positive outcome. So that was in May. So we'll give Sergeant Sibia an applause for that. And then HSA Quigley and Corporal Pitts. We have an inmate that has documented heart troubles. He had a cardiac arrest on the floor, literally died, and the life-saving efforts between Nurse Jen and Corporal Pitts literally saved his life, and again, another positive outcome, and he is back with us. So,
I'm doing very well.
good job.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your service, thank you.
Thanks.
Good job.
That was it. Thank you very much.
We have a legal counsel.
It's not scheduled till 10 o'clock.
We gotta start moving on.
So we, Melissa, do you want to try and reach out to,
I have some other non-public fillers if you're trying to fill a space.
yeah, okay, we can do that.
Yep.
Under just A?
A and C, I got another one this morning, so A and C, please.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to go into non-public session, New Hampshire RSA 91-A:32, A being public employee dismissal, promotion, compensation, or investigation, and C, reputation of any person other than a member of this board or subdivision thereof.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Commissioner Chandler, aye.
Commissioner Chandler? Commissioner Chandler, aye. We have to do a roll call.
Yeah, I voted aye.
Okay. Commissioner Parker?
Aye.
Commissioner McGee? Aye. You have to do it-
9:22.
You have to do it right.
I like Gene's response. I already said aye.
Yeah, practice.
But you still care.
I do care.
Right, there you go.
In Brookfield, they go to non-public. I sat outside for an hour and a half and then they forgot that I was out there, and then adjourned the meeting after they.
Did they really forget, though? Was that the question?
We've never
Of
forgotten.
course not. It's all done on purpose.
No,
Makes me respect.
nobody would be that
Makes me
mean.
respect
Would
Brookfield
they?
more and more.
Nobody would be that mean, would they?
Of course.
It's Brookfield.
10:02. Who's missing?
Gene is currently
Gene is-
indisposed.
Gene will be here momentarily.
Is this going to be a long non-meeting?
Is this a non-meeting on the Zoom?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Hopefully not.
Yes, Dave, Fred King.
But possibly.
Yeah, they can go over, tell them to walk in the door and walk to the second floor and say hello. Jim will meet him there, the doorbell doesn't work, but I told him, and he's got.
Is that the attorney's name, Joe Driscoll?
Yep.
Thank you. That's for the AI, so he knows.
Fred came more shorts today. How come you didn't?
I was thinking about it.
I have to leave.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to come out of non-public and seal the minutes under disclosure would likely have an adverse effect on the reputation of a person other than a member of the public body.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
10:03.
And now we will go into a non-meeting as of 10:05. 3.
Do you have anything else on the agenda?
We do not, that I'm aware of.
Well, you got public comment.
There was a public comment and then a commissioner's reports, too.
I think we can take your commission reports right now.
I think we can take care of commissioner reports. Commissioner Parker?
Nothing.
Commissioner McGee? Nothing.
Second public
Do
comment.
you have him on yet? Not yet. You do?
He's waiting for you.
Okay.
You can do the second
You
public
wanna do
comment now. Sorry.
public comment. Yes, Ward.
I was listening to the discussion of the charge from the bankrupt trust regarding insurance.
Yes.
And it's, just thinking about that, insurance is about taking on risk, right? So an insurer, when you sign a contract with an insurer, there's an agreement, you are charged a premium, and the risk is carried by the insurer. And if they can't carry the risk, they need to arrange backing, financial backing, like a reinsurance company,
Correct.
to carry that risk. So what I don't understand is now the insurance company is coming to the county, or all the counties, and saying, we can't carry that risk. I mean, isn't that sort of a breach of the basic fundamental concept of insurance, where honestly, you should be risk-free once you sign that contract and pay your premiums. So I kind of don't get where this charge, how this charge can be passed back to us.
I understand.
Under an insurance contract.
I agree with you, by the
Yeah.
way, but there's a couple of issues. And again, I am not clear on it. Interlocal trust was not really, they were not the provider. Harvard Pilgrim, correct, Melissa, was actually the payer. And I get, from what I can gather, interlocal trust just collected the premiums. And this is me speaking, and I don't know if this is exactly how it worked, but, and they collected the premiums and paid Harvard Pilgrim.
Right, but Harvard Pilgrim is an insurer of the trust, ultimately, right? Because,
Well, are they?
I mean,
I don't know.
this is something that
I don't know.
I think needs to be, Harvard Pilgrim is collecting premium money. So if you're collecting premium money,
I don't disagree. I don't
that's to
disagree.
cover, they should be covering whatever risk there was to the trust. So
The biggest problem we,
I'm basically I'm confused here.
as we are also. I am, so I'll tell them how.
If it's what the Secretary of State's office said, there would be an undercharge, or whoever was being undercharged for competition, which led to financial instability. Hence, they wanted to put a whole new law in for oversight because the what are they called? Basically, the trusts were not being responsive to their oversight, which led to the collapse of one and the strengthening of others. The bottom line was they were basically, from what I was told, playing games with money, so, or undercharging to keep.
Right.
So that's how they collapsed out.
Maybe they should be held personally liable. I mean, playing games with money is not part of regulated insurance practice.
Well, all right, maybe that'd be the best term, but they were undercharging to be competitive in the market. Is probably the
And
best.
I think right or wrong, we're one of the last people, I mean, most everyone else is paid, right? I mean, whether they were right or wrong in paying, but most of the rest of them have paid their assessments. And my biggest concern is that they've got a right to go back after the employee.
That's the concern.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the
that's my
concern.
biggest concern. If we don't pay, they can go back after
Right.
the individual employee and.
And charge them for the service.
Correct.
Right, and that can go to collection, I mean, that's not good.
What you're talking about is basically doing the accident investigation, which I agree we should do, but the accident's already happened, so.
The investigation did too, the Secretary of State's office did it. I mean, the best place to go is get the information from the SOS. They came before us in the Senate, in the House, in the governor's office, December, January, looking for a bill because they're having problems with all the healthcare providers in the state.
Usually, insurance companies have sort of worst-case scenario backing from like Lloyd's of London.
Yeah,
or
they
something.
reinsure.
Reinsurance. So why is that not?
You would have to go look at the Secretary of State's
We
report.
weren't running it, unfortunately.
Hopefully they'll correct that.
Hopefully.
Actually, they said they're pretty much there now.
So insufficiently covered,
Basically.
Will the county have legal representation while this is going on to protect the employees? Or is that only up to the Secretary of State and the AG's office now?
That one I don't know.
Hopefully we won't
Don't
need
know.
it.
Hopefully we won't need it.
Okay.
According to the receiver, if we pay the assessment, they will pay our claims. My question was, if the assessment isn't enough, what happens? And then he said, they may have to go back for more money, which is, or they may refund us money if they don't need all the money, which is
Yeah,
what.
they
So
did say that.
it's, all I can tell you is you know as much as we know at this point. That may not be a great answer, but that's the answer I have.
I wonder if you should put that money in an escrow and then start legal action so the employees are protected from any actions. That was a statement.
Oh, you don't want it to cost more than it, you start getting the lawyers involved.
Yeah, exactly,
More
that's not a
expensive.
good thing. All right, we have somebody on the line waiting, so if you would,
Okay, 10:09,
10:09, and we're
non-meeting.
going to go into non-meeting
Are you
and
gonna
come out
continue
only to
meeting?
adjourn.
Are you gonna, so.
We're just going to adjourn
We're
after
just
we're
going
done.
to adjourn, yeah.
That's why we did public comment and
Yeah.
commissioners' reports.
Thanks.